I can't have you after a speech like that not talk about Bitcoin. Your line in it that stood out to me was buying these things means buying risk, which makes it closer to gambling than investing. Those are bold words. Everybody loves Bitcoin right now.
Yes. But I have no idea, I don't know if you do, of what value, intrinsic value it might have. So I don't want to comment on that because I just don't know. All I know is right now the chart looks like the left-hand side of an Eiffel Tower, and that's pretty rare in the financial business. So I think everyone would agree that it's a risky thing to buy at this moment. But okay, if that's what you're into, just read the fine print.
That was a bit of my conversation with the Bank of Canada's Governor, Stephen Poloz, back in December. His warning came as Bitcoin was soaring to all new highs. Well, since then, the price of the notoriously volatile cryptocurrency has fallen dramatically. Bitcoin is down more than 60% since December. It fell below $8,000 for the third time in 4 days. Other major virtual currencies got battered too. In just 24 hours, more than $60 billion was wiped off the value of the entire cryptocurrency market. The rapid decline comes amid a slew of negative numbers. A number of banks banned the use of credit cards to buy cryptocurrencies. There's the threat of regulatory crackdowns in China, South Korea, and India. And there are worries about price manipulation at one of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchanges, Bitfinex. So, is this the beginning of the end for Bitcoin? There are plenty of cheerleaders who say no. Ronnie Moaz, an analyst at Standpoint Research, is one of them. Last time you were on the show, Ronnie, I think it shot up to nearly 20,000 on that day. Now, here we are, under 8,000. What's happened?
Well, it all depends on what your point of reference is. Yes, it's down 60% since you spoke with me last time. It's also up 1,000% on the one-year chart. There's been a lot of bad news. We got hit with a perfect storm. I've actually posted screenshots on Twitter. I put another $50,000 of my own money into Bitcoin in the last 48 hours. I come from the stock market, and in the stock market, if you like a name and it goes on sale, you add to your position. And that's what I did with Bitcoin the last couple of days.
Well, and help me understand that, because when we had this conversation last, I struggled with what the value behind Bitcoin is. And you want to compare it to the stock market. If you looked at GM and say, well, they're making 30 million cars a year and I like their balance sheet, you don't have that underlying value at all in any cryptocurrency. You have an assumption that it is going to be worth something in the future. How do you make that valuation?
Well, the way that I attack this issue is as follows. It's a very simple calculation. I wrote an 87-page report on this, but I can summarize it in 30 seconds. We have $200 trillion right now in the world, tied up in stocks, cash, bonds, and gold. All four of them are overvalued. In fact, the Dow Jones has dropped 2,000 points just in the last week, and it dropped 1,200 points today. If 2% of that $200 trillion finds its way into cryptocurrency, you would be looking at a $4 trillion market valuation, 13 times where we are today, and it would put the Bitcoin price at $100,000 a few years from now, if it holds on to its current market share of 36%.
All right, I don't think you can see it from where you are, but we're just showing our viewers essentially a 3-month chart of Bitcoin. Going back to December 7th at $16,858, that was when you were on last, all the way down to where it is today. And I guess let's take this argument at face value and say that one of these currencies is going to win and it is going to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in some distant future. My question comes back to why Bitcoin? You've compared cryptocurrencies and blockchain to the internet. Betting on Bitcoin sounds an awful lot like betting on, sort of Netscape or MySpace. Why is it that you think that one particular currency is going to survive amid the thousands that are out there now?
Well, I've been very consistent in my message. I don't think people should put all of their crypto money in Bitcoin.
Right.
Quite
and
the
you have.
contrary.
You made that point when you were here last too.
Quite the contrary. I don't think anybody should have more than 20 to 40% of their money in Bitcoin, because just like MySpace got knocked out, and Mike Tyson got knocked out by Buster Douglas, and Uber knocked out the taxis, and the iPhone knocked out BlackBerry, Bitcoin could get knocked out. Look at what Amazon has done to the shopping malls, for God's sakes. So you do have to be diversified, but I think Bitcoin will remain at the top of the mountain, and there is room for more than one name in this space.
Your previous target for the course of 2018 was 28,000 per Bitcoin. Have you altered that? Where are you now in terms of your forecast by the end of this year?
I'm sticking with my target of $28,000 for the end of next year. I think there might be a little bit of a problem getting there, because if this goes back towards 15 to 20,000, I think a lot of people are going to cash out and play it on the safe side. So we might have a little bit of resistance and selling pressure as we get back to the old mark of 20,000. But I'm not changing my target. A year is a very long time, and I think we will be okay. This is a buy and hold, add-on dips position that I have. Either you believe in this or you don't. If you believe in it, it's going to $100,000. It would not surprise me if we go to zero. It's a currency. It will sink and swim based on consumer confidence and supply and demand. And that will change like the weather.
All right. It's always good to have you on, Ronnie. Thanks for this. Ronnie Moaz, analyst at Standpoint Research.
Thank you.